Hey all, Chris Bassett here, and I'm going to do a solo guide for K1 Revelation Legend Lost Sector. I'll be playing on my Hunter. Let's get into it. This lost sector is on the moon. It's in the upper right hand side of the map. If you're having trouble finding it, there's a few stipulations. You have to be high enough light level. This season it's 1500. You have to at least played the normal lost sector once and completed it. And then it has to be the legendary's turn in the rotation of lost sectors. I'll put a link in the description for the schedule on that. So let's go over the Nightstalker build I like to use. I like to use the Shadow Shot Mobius Quiver. You get twice as much damage with the double shot. Marksman's Dodge for the dodge reload. Triple jumps, decent jump, snare bomb to stun enemies, and then vortex grenade. I'll be taking advantage of volatile rounds, so Stylish Executioner will make me invisible, and then Vanishing Step, when I dodge I'll become invisible. I like the extra duration from Echo of Remnants on my grenade, Echo of Undermining, so my grenades weaken enemies, Echo of Instability, it'll give me volatile rounds on grenade kills. It pairs nicely with Stylish Executioner because I'll be able to see enemies through walls and trigger invisibility. So for the weapon setup, we're going against barrier champions and unstoppable champions. There are a few arc shielded knights, and then it's void burn, so we'll be taking advantage of that. So our weapon choices include scout rifles, bows, hand cannons, and pulse rifle. So my primary weapon, I'm going to be running the Servant Leader, which is a scout rifle drop from Gambit. Graviton Lance is an exotic pulse rifle. The second shot does high damage and then causes enemies to explode. And then Royal Entry Void Rocket Launcher. I like the Wormhusk Crown for a little bit of added survivability. I'll be running Rocket Launcher Ammo Finder, as well as an Elemental Well setup. Ada One in the tower sells mods and they rotate daily, so make sure you check in with her, that way you can complete your builds. So we're on the moon, and I'm going to take the Sparrow over to the Lost Sector. I'm going to do a little weapon reviews and give some suggestions. Night Watch is a good scout rifle for this, and it drops from the story. It is Void Burn, so if you're running a Void subclass, any weapon with Osmosis as a primary weapon can be super beneficial, as that weapon will gain the element of your subclass when you toss your grenade. This would allow you to have a Void weapon for dealing damage, and then an Arc weapon to deal with the Knight's shields. Third Axiom is a good pulse rifle that could stun the champions and take care of shields. If you're looking at bows for this Lost Sector, Trinity Ghoul's a great exotic weapon that creates chained lightning. Le Monarch is a void bow that deals poison damage. I would definitely recommend using void damage in this strike. Even though the knights have arc shields, they can be dealt with relatively easily. The Palindrome is a top tier void hand cannon that drops from the Nightfall. And you can get some pretty amazing rolls on the bottom dollar that comes from Gambit. The Red Herring is a void rocket launcher that drops from the Witch Queen DLC activities. The only thing I would recommend is that you use either a rocket launcher or a linear fusion rifle for this one. I tried using a machine gun, and you can do it, it's just that much more challenging. So if you haven't done the Lost Sector before, head down the tunnel and complete it on normal, and then you'll have access to the legendary version. Alright, so this week it looks like it's exotic headpieces. So in this beginning area, there's a bunch of acolytes, a bunch of ads. So you just want to try to kill them as quick as possible. If you do start to get overrun, just fall back, take cover, try to kill them, headshots, make real quick work of them. You can throw a grenade. The champion is a knight, and he runs away unless you do damage to him. So if you hurry up and you're quick about it, you can get him to kind of chase you. But if not, he'll run further down the hall, and then you got to chase after him, which is fine. Then you're out of danger and you can deal with him solo. So there's a few things to take note. There is a Shrieker up on the ceiling to the left there. When you kill this champion, another one will spawn in on that metal platform below. So I just stay back, fight him from up here. If you drop down, you'll be at risk in the line of fire of the Shrieker's eye blasts. If you can't take the knight out quick enough, he'll put his shield bubble back up. So if you hit him with a rocket, take half his health. Just make sure you switch back to your anti-barrier weapon. Mine's a scout rifle on this run. And then pop the bubble and then continue to do damage. So there's a Shrieker. You can kind of head glitch this crate. Just be careful, the shots will track you around a corner. And then you can see the second champion's down below. If you don't deal with him fairly quickly, he'll actually jump across the gap and then from that platform, take cover behind boxes. So he's a little easier to deal with out in the open if you can get to him here. If not, he'll be more of a pain on the other side. So I like to push up, that way the Shrieker opens up and then starts shooting me. Once it's open, you can deal damage to the eye. You want to hit that precision spot for maximum damage. But I'm kind of dipping in and out of cover. Those blasts, they're void damage and it's void burn, so they hurt a lot. If you were playing Warlock or Titan, this would be a perfect spot to put your Rift or your Barricade down. Also, if you had extra heavy ammo to spare, you could just hit him with a rocket or some burst damage to kill him pretty quick. And then once that's dead, go ahead and jump across and then fight from there for a while. And in this location, you've got cover and a couple good vantage points for picking off enemies. So enemies will spawn out of that door. Also be mindful that a little further back from there, you'll have an unstoppable ogre. He won't really push up or target you if you are on this side, but if you jump to the other side, he'll get right in your face. So there's one of the arc-shielded knights back there. He likes to take cover behind that barrel or whatever that is. If you don't have an arc weapon to deal with it, just keep hitting him with void damage, and he's not too difficult to take down. So I do jump the gap, that way I can get a better vantage point on some of the enemies that are hiding behind cover over here. And once you do kill this arc-shielded knight, that'll spawn in the ogre champion. And he'll be on a dead sprint coming for you, so you can either pull back, jump across the gap, or fight him from here. If you're able to stun him with your weapon and then switch to something high damage, you can finish him off before he becomes too much of a problem. So I'm just going to pull back, take some cover, create a little distance. He won't come over here after you, so you can use the boxes as cover, and then aim down sight briefly to load your unstoppable shot. You'll be able to stun him and then have like a 3-4 second window to do some damage without retaliation. So then after you kill the ogres, it'll break that barrier around that crystal. It's invincible with the barrier, but once the barrier drops, then you're able to destroy the crystal. You destroy all the crystals in this room, and then you'll have access to fight the boss. So I'm just going to take care of the rest of the ads that are cleanup, and then destroy that crystal. The next area we'll be looking to head towards is the bottom right, where that other arc-shielded knight was at. Once you kill the ads and then kill him, you'll get the ogre to spawn in. When that ogre spawns in, you want to make sure that you fall clear back. He'll chase you, and there's kind of like some cover over to the left that you can tuck behind and then hit him with a stunning, unstoppable shot, and then do the heavy damage. So rockets, linear fusions, whatever you've got in your back pocket. And then as you see, you can actually push up and kill the ads, but as soon as the last ad's dead, you'll see in the lower left-hand corner it says a champion appears. That's when you want to hightail it out of there. And so yeah, I don't listen to my own advice, and I get caught off in the middle of the room. I'm trying to back up and kind of hug to the left, but I trip over my shoelaces and I don't quite make it. So on the Legend version, you do have revives that you can use. Each time you kill a champion, I think you get another revive. I think you get like a max of like 7 revives. And the Lost Sector has a time limit of 15 minutes, so you have to be able to beat it in under 15 minutes to complete it and open the chest for the rewards. So here's the wall that you want to kind of hug back behind. You can load your unstoppable shot and then stun the ogre, or you can rocket him or sword him or whatever you've got and make easy work of him. And then once the ogre's dead, the barrier is off the crystal, so you can go ahead and destroy this crystal now. So there's a couple ways to proceed to the next area. You can either go up this path to the right or up these rocks to the left. There is kind of a middle platform with some boxes and walls as cover right here, and then you can take out the acolytes and the ads from over here. There is a knight that'll be to the right with an arc shield, and then after you kill the ads and the knight, the ogre will spawn in over on the right side. So there's a set of stairs over there to the right, and the ogre won't follow you back down the stairs, so you can kind of head glitch the stairs a little bit. He'll walk over to this side. So it kind of depends on you know where you're looking to fight from. I will say that this is probably the best location to fight the boss. The boss is that blob of red goo in the middle of the room, and when all the crystals are destroyed, he'll like come alive, and then you'll be able to damage him. So you can see the ogre is over there to the right side, and he's been walking towards me. So I'm going to backtrack, I'm going to fall back, and I'm going to go up the stair side of things. I thought I saw some heavy ammo bricks, which I'm at 0 right now. So I'm going to go pick up these rockets that are on the ground and then deal with the ogre. You can also just deal with the ogre with your primary weapons. If you're shooting and stunning him and then dipping in and out of cover, being careful to avoid eye blast damage, you don't necessarily need a heavy weapon to kill him. But I'm going to do the old double rocket and then take him out quick. So pick up the remaining ammo that's on the ground and then take out the remaining 2 crystals. I like to hop back to that center platform and then do the boss fight from here. This would be a great location to put your rift down, your barricade. I'll try to turn invisible if I get into danger. I would also plan on using your super here too. All the ads kind of group up. There's a champion there and the boss. They all get in a big blob. So if you can kill them all with, a super and then a rocket, that'd be awesome. I chuck a grenade into the group, and then I do notice that the champion has his barrier up and he's kind of blocking damage. The boss is pulled back and using the champion as a shield. So I do get blasted by some eye lasers. I should have jumped up and then shot a rocket over the wall. That probably would have helped, cover my body, and it limited the amount of time I was exposed. But we spawn in fairly close, and then so I'll just go ahead and run back to the location, clean up the rest of the ads. They're just kind of floating around, so we got almost everybody killed, and there's the last champion. You want to make sure that you try to kill everything in the lost sector for the maximum chance at the exotic rewards. You still could get rewards if you don't kill everything, if you're trying to speed run, but I found it that you get drops much more often if everything dies. So one of the enemies that can be pretty cheesy is all the way up on the back, on the top catwalk. There's an acolyte that shoots void sniper rifle, and he can kill you pretty quick, so just be mindful of him. This knight is a melee guy, so just put some distance between you and him, and he should be pretty easy to kill. I'm gonna very gently give him a rocket as a gift, and then hug him goodnight. So yeah, the rest of the lost sector is about done. Once you have the cache code, then you're good to go collect your loot. The box is all the way on the top up there, and I don't know if I get an exotic or not. I got a couple today, a Mask of Bacchus and then a Foe Tracer. I'm going to hit the fast forward button on this because you guys don't care about me shooting an enemy in the head. But once all the guys are dead, then head up there. You can see the glowing blue chest up there, and that's where you get the rewards from. Hey, check out this other video right here. There's links in the description to save some cash, so check those out. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If this was helpful, hit the like button. Thanks.